All right, guys, so when we look at the majors, um, I think this is a bad print here. I don't think we just traded down to 41.17. Yeah, I don't think so. All right, so if we use, I guess Gemini, maybe he's got a bad print in there. So guys, I was going through some videos yesterday, just what other people were saying. I know we had a pretty good rally on Bitcoin that people on that last fork, right? When people wanted Bitcoin Cash. I'm not so sure you want to be that complacent this time though. I mean, I'm happy to pick up some Bitcoin closer towards the fork day, but I think you got to respect the cycle. So we V bottomed on the bottom of the daily cycle, and look how much time's gone by on this rally. So people that are just loading up long Bitcoin up here because they're just saying, hey, I want to get as much uh, Bitcoin gold when this splits off, I think that could be an issue if we start to break the 8 here and then you cycle back down. So I don't know what the rush is to do that. I'm sure that there's people noticing that Ethereum's not really moving, Litecoin isn't moving, Bitcoin Cash has been pretty soft. So I don't know. People maybe just piling in here, but as far as our model goes, I mean, look, this was the most volume on the chart we've had in a long while. The RSI was oversold. That was the V bottom we talked about. And then getting above this pivot high here at 4,100, that leaves room for us to retest that 4680 area and then the new highs, of course. So the path of least resistance is still higher to retest up here. I'm just saying from a timing perspective, we've had a pretty good bounce. So we got to kind of watch this 8. When we go to the lower time frames, all right, we can see, let me get my tool out here. This has been the downtrend for the intermediate term. Then you can see right here we had all the bands turn up. So we're definitely back in an intermediate term uptrend. These are the higher lows that matter now. All right, and the bands right here. So on this pullback, we made some nice sales up here. Some of you did, like Dave had a good sale up there. He was signaling that cycle was high. I moved out of a lot of BTC and added to some of our altcoin names. So that's kind of one way to sell Bitcoin. But that was the right thing to do. And again, with the cycle being high on the daily, you want to take some off. Buying here, take some off up here. That's the route. That's the right amount of time that's gone by. So on this pullback, let's watch this area. Let's watch these highs. If we can't hold these two spots, then we're probably going to retest the lows down here. All right. It's going to be pretty similar for Ethereum and Litecoin. ETH, you can see that Ethereum is pretty low within the range relative to Bitcoin. So, maybe lighten up on some Bitcoin if you've been long the last week, and then you add a little bit more back to Ethereum. That makes sense. Every time we get to the bottom of this range down here, Ethereum's had a pretty good bounce. Or, vice versa. Bitcoin pulls back and Ethereum gets sticky. This is the bottom of the range down here. Ethereum has just kind of been moving sideways. This is a pivot low that matters now, 2078. If you break that, it should fall to 2052. And then on the upside, it's pretty clear, 311. Then you can go back to 343. This is in a pretty good wedge. right now. Pretty technical, depending on how you want to draw that. Pretty technical. So watch that pivot low right there. You break that, then there's room to fall back here. These lows. All right, guys, and then Litecoin. Same thing as Ethereum. Here's your pivot low, 50, 50 and a half. You break that, you can go to 45. And then I'll leave you guys with a couple altcoins this morning. I'm trying to pick up a new position. But I'm just opening up an account at Binance, so I haven't worked into it yet. But I like Salt's pretty new. It's just starting trading. This is only on like 2 exchanges, maybe 3. All right, Binance is one, but this is like an IPO. When they first start trading, they have to kind of find their footing. But you want to be a buyer back into the support. So I don't really use this MACD. A lot of people do. Traders will be waiting for that to cross up. I don't even have the cycles on the chart here, but I'm going to start nibbling on Salt. So that's one on my radar today. And then Dash has had a pretty good pullback. I've been nibbling there. I like that one. Golem's back to some pretty big picture support. Picked up a little bit there lately. Neo, we've been trading really well. Just to highlight there, guys, remember we caught the right-hand side of the chart here, the turn in the cycle, got aggressive, took profit, and then that first pullback after a new rally like that is always buyable. Should have even gotten more aggressive on this pullback here, and then we went back to the highs. But this has been good trading. I like this chart. I'll probably buy some more back that we took profit on up there later today. Let this 4-hour come down a little bit more, maybe back towards 72,000 Satoshi or somewhere in that area, right in here, right at the bands. Anyways, guys, I'll do some more updates maybe a little bit later today.